Thank you, Mr. President. I would like my comments printed in the Journal.
Without objection, so ordered.
Well, citizens, it seems that I touched a nerve with some of my honorable colleagues across the aisle regarding the wide-open, lawless border created by President Biden. It's very obvious why they would want us to leave this issue alone, as we now have the nation's first commander-in-chief of facilitating human and drug trafficking cartel operations into the United States. This facilitation, coupled with the ascendancy of Biden's new crime partners, the cartels and the international crime syndicates, are all working in combination to create a world-class, unprecedented drug and human trafficking crisis. But these same Democrats should proudly proclaim their support of Nancy Pelosi's new Ukraine borders legislation as essential to the sovereignty and nationhood. If Ukraine can't control its borders, if the people are coming across unauthorized, if undocumented Russians are coming across in caravans into the Ukraine, then it is not really a country, says Pelosi's legislation. What irony. But today I'll focus on a story that was in the New York Post entitled, "Texas Sheriff in Charge of U.S. border, Mexican border says it's basically open," and blames President Biden. Hidalgo County, Texas Sheriff Guerrero said there's no way for the United States Border Patrol agents who would typically watch the border at the Rio Grande to function properly because they're getting pulled off to man processing stations. The drug thugs, they are out there making a killing with their American president partner. Their fees are exploding to smuggle in the flood of people and deadly fentanyl into our country. Wow. Smuggling both people and drugs are fueling organized crime in Mexico and the United States. Migrants now pay the coyotes to a toll in order to come over across the Rio Grande, and that toll goes to the cartels. Guerrero explained, "Your Mexican cartels are making more money on humans than they are on the drug side right now. It's a boom. It's a boom for them. It's huge. They're making a killing," Guerrero said. Previously convicted felons and pedophiles and people who have been convicted of sexual assault that have been deported out of the United States, you see them coming across in droves. The cartels know that, so they get to charge these guys a lot more money, Guerrero said. So now with the family units coming across, you might have, say, a mother coming in with 3 children. Well, the cartels say you can bring one of those children over, but we're going to take those 2 other children and we're going to use those as priorities to smuggle in others and pretending they're all a family unit. Also, young criminals often pose as simple immigrants to come over and work the drug trade. We have individuals that might be 21, 22, and they pass themselves off as 16 or 17 years old, and they say, "Hey, we're unaccompanied minors." And they just give a fake name. They might have a big criminal record in their home countries, Guerrero said. The sheriff said the desperation of families leads to all sorts of tragic situations too. So if you can't afford it, and you have this little 15, 16-year-old child with you, well, guess what? He said, "Don't worry. We're going to go to Houston, and the little girl, she's going to work the sex trafficking trade, and that little girl is going to pay off all your debts." That's what's happening, Guerrero said. Pedophiles and other convicted felons, including those already booted out of this country at least once from the U.S., are pleased as punch about this Biden chaos at the border because they're getting another bite at the illegal immigration apple thanks to these Biden policies. Isn't that President Biden special? Isn't he something?